for our listeners, you need to hear this. If you have a child, a teen, an adult, this is about adults, but I think what you're saying, or I realize this too with our practice, is that with the adults, they're way more aware. What we deal with so much are children and teens who aren't aware of what they're feeling. So rather than think through it, they just don't. I don't want to do it. I don't need to do that. Why are you making me do that? And that creates so much stress in the family because the parents like, you got to do this. Like, we have to work on this. Come on, we're going to make it a game. They just don't care. They don't want the friend. They don't need to do it. They don't want to interact in school in a small group. They don't want to get together. And when they do, it's often over the task they're interested in versus the actual friendship.
What parents have to realize too, though, is that your kiddo is really getting the social interaction online. They're getting that connection, but they're not seeing it that way. They're saying, my kid is not interacting with this real friend. And I thought that way for the longest time with my kid because they're just interacting virtually. But for them, this is for real friends online that accept them, connect with them
Yeah.
with their own interests, with their own uniqueness that they have chosen. They've chosen this group. And parents have to realize that this online world that they have developed with their Discord or their Roblox or with their Twitch. These are people they got to choose. Now, when they have to go to therapy or school is choosing the group. And these are friends they're necessarily choosing. And they're like, you want me to connect with these people? I have no idea who these people are. They don't know what I like, and you want me to connect and let my wall down. So, and parents aren't necessarily explaining why this is concerning to them. They're just saying, you shouldn't be online. And I'm not saying I wasn't one of those parents as an OT, because I was like, I don't understand. But the more you do the research, to somebody who is autistic and has this gripping anxiety already in their head of they've already had the conversation in their head as kids and teens. They've already had that conversation. Remember when you were a teenager, you've already had that conversation in your head. They're already not going to like you. It's amplified. So you have to explain to them, hey, I get that you have your group of friends online, and I'm cool. That's cool. Show me your group of friends. Get involved with that. But explain to them, hey, you're going to have to learn to navigate the adult world with people you don't know without me.
Going to a restaurant, going to a store,
Yes.
conversation starter, initiating a need, helping, getting, self-advocacy, needing help, being able to, hopefully have a family. Most of the individuals we see are like a level 1 in our practice. The level 2s are very obvious, very, quickly. And yes, you can have SM and and autism. But yeah, I think it's really difficult. And I think one of the challenges we have is that self-motivation, which is what we see as a challenge for many with autism, that because they're not interested. Look, if they love roadblocks and that's their thing, they're the most motivated individual there is. But if it comes to giving an order in a restaurant, asking for something in a store, responding to a family member at Thanksgiving, that's just not an interest to them.
And see, and a lot of parents, they're like, I can do this for them. And I'm like, okay, parents, you're going to have to switch your thinking. What happens if you have that stroke?
Right.
What happens when they turn 18? They're going to be adults. They are not overgrown children. They are young adults. And I hate to tell you, they know they're adults at 18.
Yeah.
Don't let them fool you. They are waiting for that day to tell you they are an adult and what they really think. They're just waiting for that day because my son couldn't wait.
Oh gosh, that's so funny, but so true. I think it's also important to talk about how with SM, speech and behavior vary based on the setting and the people in the setting, whereas with autism symptoms exist in all settings. So the traits are typically consistent across all environments. although the anxiety, of course, or the presentation in an environment where they're not familiar at all could be more exaggerated, but you see these traits at home. Whereas in the comfortable environment, individuals with SM that don't have the autism, they're pretty much as comfortable can be within the realm of their presentation. So if they have difficulty with an expressive language disorder, they're going to show that at home. If they have difficulty with attention, they're going to show that at home.
Right.
But the autistic features are going to also be shown at home. And
Hmm.
I think that's important too, because autism doesn't change. You have autism. It's not going to
You,
change. Maybe the severity of symptoms may, but you're going to see those symptoms, at home. And so that's important. And I think when it comes to treatment, talk to me about, I know you're an OT. Talk to me about how you address it and how you like treat these individuals with autism.
really is getting on the page with parents and being realistic, because parents have an expectation of what they want their kid to do, and then kids have their own expectations of what they want to do. And it's really being realistic of what is going to work for both of them. And it's not just one aspect. You have to look at it. What can a parent afford to do? What can the parent do every day that it's simple for them, that is going to be repetitive, it's going to be effective, and it's effective treatment for the kid to be responsible? Because a parent can make a kid do it all day long, but if the kid doesn't have any desire to do it, he's not going to do it. Like when my son learned to make his own ramen noodles in the microwave, that was a win for me because he had the desire to eat ramen noodles. And it was another OT that showed him how to do it. I was like, that's a win for me because that took something off my plate. He could do it himself. He was interested in learning how to do it. Now, was he interested in learning how to do handwriting? Absolutely not. We tossed that right out the window because it just stressed me out and stressed him out. So another OT taught him how to type. Did he hate typing? Absolutely. But was it more effective for him for his schoolwork? Yes. So he learned how to do it. He fussed and fought, and I made him do it. But in the long run, here he is in college down the road. He's like, I'm so glad I know how to type.